Yeah. Cheater! Cheater! You're a cheater! I'm not a cheater!
Oh, phobia.
I am a Ronnie Matthews.
We've already started like episode 6 with our Ronnie Matthews impersonation. We can't go back.
I do want to reminisce on when Harold stole the ham and he had it under his shirt, and his shirt can barely even hide his own stomach.
What are you doing stealing my meat? Me, Mr. Green. 3, 2, 1.
Archers, attack! Keep firing! Let none escape! Another down! Do not relent!
Straight out of the Scarlet Halls and showing me that booty, I'm Slidewhistle.
I am Immunziation.
I'm sorry. I'm choked up.
Dang, someone's getting dank over there, huh? Who's this coffin man over there?
I'm Aaron, and I like him round, and I like him chunky.
I
like him
the
big,
booty.
and I like him frumpy.
Are you okay? Like, what are you choking on?
Coffee. I just came back from literally being asleep on my couch 5 minutes before our production meeting, so I needed something to wake me up.
Well, there you go. There's a peek behind the curtain of Do Not Relent. This is episode 14. We're past the baker's dozen.
And we are now an award-winning podcast. Congratulations, guys. We are all winners of last week's Sexiest of the Week. And here we are, just big chonkers.
I am so excited to finally win an award this prestigious.
It's a major award.
I want to thank my parents for giving me the education to get the money to get a computer to play WoW to make a big fat man at age 25. It's really been an uphill battle, but I'm glad to be here.
I'd like to thank NVIDIA for giving me a free graphics card for winning a Twitter contest on Twitter. Thanks for the free graphics card. And this is a shout out to my favorite person, me. Thank you.
You did it. I believed in you.
I would like to thank, above all, myself, because I couldn't have done it without myself. Thank you to me, the biggest chonker.
I don't know. I think my Kul'Tiran might be a little bigger. Mine's got quite a belly.
Have you guys seen Randleman? He sacrificed his hair on top of his head for extra hair around his belly button. And that's a big belly button.
Let's... what do we start with? Do we start with what we did in WoW? Or do we talk about our beautiful Kul'Tiran boys? Because they're so beautiful.
What is the difference?
I was about to say, what I did in WoW this week was get ready for the appearance of Randleman.
Wait, so... Like, what does that mean? Like, you just, sat and, thought about him?
Yes, I sat and I thought about him. I drew fan art. I listened to an orchestrated version of the Moto Moto theme. Every night, I went to bed just whispering, I like him big. I like him chunky. Instead of showers, I only took baths for the entire week leading up to this. So I could feel more... so I could really feel what it is to be a Tide Sage.
Oh, I see. Now I completely understand. It all makes sense.
I took a ship-making course at the Y. It was a big experience.
Wow,
those are a lot of things. Yeah, I love my big, hairy boy.
Well, that's what Aaron did in WoW. I mean, what did you do in WoW?
Well, it's been busy so far with all this new content. I also, partook in the questing to through the Kul'Tiran questline so that I could unlock this new chunky race. And I had fun with what I've done so far of the new war campaign and Magni questline, which I didn't expect. And then it's just been fun discovering all of these small things that Blizzard decided they needed to update with this patch, because I've definitely discovered a small handful of things that I'm like, well, that's pretty neat, but okay.
Yeah, there are definitely a lot of weird small things. You're like, what is that? Oh, they added that in? Oh, I mean, that's cool quality of life. I'll take it.
My absolute favorite, which was the only thing I as soon as I saw it, I wrote it down in a notebook, and I was like, I have to talk about this next week. When you do Collector Kojo's quest now, and you get a match, there's a little blink of light. And I'm like, yeah! It took me back to my childhood days. I was like, I want to match more.
I wouldn't even call it small. It like covers up most of the map that you're matching on, and then you're just like.
Yeah, he showed me it, and I was like, "What the fuck? What's Kojo doing over there? Like, is he like tying like fireworks to these poor shells? What's going on?" I think my favorite is probably on Opulence when you're on the Fire Boy. That fire beam now goes.
Oh yeah,
I was like, what?
We noticed that last night when we ran it, and it was like, I think it was, we were moving on to the next room, so we were still fighting him, and I hear you click your mic on, like, did that make a little noise? And everyone was just kind of like, yeah, it did.
I'm glad, but it's such a fun, weird little sound. It's like, huh?
You know who probably asked for this to be added?
Who?
I bet after she cleared it last week, Mercedes I'm on Diamond is like, we need to, flash up this boss a little bit more.
Opulence! It needs more stuff.
You earn everything. God, she's my new idol. I think she's gonna win season 11 Drag Race. Everybody, you heard it here first. Mercedes I'm in Diamond for season 11 Drag Queen winner.
You know what? Blizzard has definitely... I know a lot of people have been getting... Because I do patrol the boards. People have been getting upset that you have to, like, jump through hoops and do a bunch of quests to get the Kul'Tirans. And they're like, well, why do I have to do all these extra quests? But they were just following my girl Mercedes' suggestions. World of Warcraft, you earn everything.
If you don't know what we're talking about, you have to Google Mercedes I'm in Diamond Opulence, and you'll fall in love. You're gonna say her quote whenever you do the Opulence fight. It's such a ride. I was doing it in general chat, and people were responding with like their response. It was just beautiful.
Opulence.
But yeah, Slide, what did you do while this week?
So I rushed home and I tried to do as much as I could before raid. And I would say I got most of it done, except for like I didn't get to the Feathers quest yet. But I would say I ran Battlegrounds. I got to see the new Arathi Basin. It looks so much better. Oh, it's not a fucking fart in the wind anymore. It's a beautiful, solid piece of work. I finished the engineering quest line, and I gotta say, I'm a little disappointed in my engineering quest line. When I first named all the professions, I thought mine would be the coolest. And I think mine's actually the lamest of all of the professions. And I'm bummed about it.
Well, I'm excited to talk about the toot in the wind that was the end of the alchemy one when we get to that.
I'm assuming your item's probably cooler than my item. My item sucks.
I cannot make my item because it requires another item that professions don't go to yet.
Wait, what do you mean?
Wait.
You need to make a Philosopher's Stone, which you need 245 professions training for, and professions only go to 200 right now.
Wait,
I thought they went to 250.
They should.
Well, then maybe I'm blowing myself up on stream, but I'm doing a lot of like work and it's not going up. Mine's just stuck at 200, but maybe I have to learn something. So that's egg on my face on that one. But yes, I need to do more training so that I can make a Philosopher's Stone, which is like an eye level 45 item. I'm like, oh, okay.
Wait, oh no, you have to use old mats. You need to go learn the old recipe for it, because the Philosopher's
it still requires you be like your alchemy be like 250, 245.
You probably need to level an old one probably. But yeah, that reminds me that I started doing my mount quest for the engineering mount. You guys know that really annoying mount from Ulduar, Meteoron's head, the big robot head with the helicopter. Well, there's a goblin version, in Motherlode, but the guy rides around, the big goblin head. So you can make that as an engineer. It just requires so many materials. So I'm trying to run it each week, and I started last week. holy shit, is it excessive. I basically need to annoy everybody in the group. I need to make them kill extra mobs and let the people get into the giant mechs so we can kill the mechs and so I can loot the mechs. So basically I'm like, guys, can we go this way and kill some more mechs, please? Because I really need to loot
Can we
these.
go slow? Can we go slower and take longer on everyone's least favorite dungeon?
I mean, it's nice that it only drops on like regular mythic, so it's not that difficult, but it's still annoying for being motherload.
Mm.
So I started that. I got some pieces. I had a very nice group, but I don't know how nice of a group I can pull each week. So I guess we'll find out.
Yeah, it's funny because a lot of groups that are running Mythic Zero Motherload specifically say no engineers because they know that this is what they will do to the group.
I think mostly because they're also the engineer, and if you have 2 engineers, more mats don't drop. So it would be like a race to see who can skin the fastest. Like, so that's probably why they're saying that now. I now realize.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, as a group, we all raided again this week, and actually last Thursday we ended up killing Rastakhan for the first time.
We did,
Hell
but before
yeah.
we discuss how the kill went, Aaron, we have to let
Yes.
the world know what you did.
What did I do?
We have to let them know about the slippers you put on your little feet.
Oh. Okay, so I'm a
Fucking-
simple boy who doesn't make a lot of money, and I just want to be cool. So we fight mythic like champions of the light, and in it I get a BOE that is 415. My little feetsies were 385, so I said, hell yeah, I'm gonna slap those bad boys on. I was then bombarded by Slidewhistle about how poor of a decision that was because they sell for double the amount of money I own.
And you also told me that it was a 5-level upgrade. So that means that your shoes were 405 or 410.
No, they were bad.
Well, that makes it better because when you told me originally, you said it was only a 5-level upgrade.
Yeah, they were bad.
So
I was like, wowzers, zousers.
So that makes
does-
it a lot better then, because I thought you were upgrading 410s to 415. I'm like, what the fuck? These are worth like 400k. What are you doing? that is better though. Okay, knowing that you had on shitty little gross slippers.
They were honest. Other than my trinkets, which I also just fixed, my shoesies were definitely I hid them under my dress for a reason. Like, don't look at my bad shoes. I'm so sorry.
Okay, so yes, you heard it right. We are now confirmed Mythic Raiders. Look out. We've
By
joined
one whole boss.
Yeah, we've joined the multiple other guilds who have killed Mythic champions.
Please ignore the fact that we have not yet full cleared heroic, but we are now Mythic Raiders.
Honestly, we've had a pretty impressive progression track. Like we have actually consistently gotten farther. I remember doing Emerald Nightmare. We had a couple of nights where we actually probably went backwards, where we did worse than the previous week. So this is nice. We're really pulling our ass together right now.
Yeah, and we actually made pretty good progress on Mechatork too. Like we pulled him for the first time last week and probably got him down to like 30%, right?
Yeah, we just ran out of time.
And it didn't help that at the very end, one of our people got stranded in a robot because of awful RNG. So it was just like, someone needs to help her out. And it was just like, none of us can. And we just watched her live in a robot for the rest of the fight. Like, I guess I can't leave.
It's funny because it happened to her again on like the next pull. It was like 2 pulls in a row. She was trapped in the robot.
Yeah, we need to make some like system where we all shout our names, who's in the robots. That way we know to not get out in time. But I think we're gonna crush Mechatork, and honestly, I think we're gonna crush Blockade. I think Rastakhan is significantly harder than Mechatork and Blockade.
I don't know. Blockade was really hard for us at first on normal before they nerfed it. Or did they nerf it in heroic as well?
No, it was only a normal.
They did not. Yeah, it'll be standard speed now.
I think we have the training. And our new recruits, holy shit, they're doing amazing.
They're all very good. And for the first time in this rating tier, we have an attack buff. Not that it helps me any, but it's like it's wild. We had no warriors for like the first month and a half.
Well, we had one. We had Brio, but he was only showing up to half of the. I think normally he doesn't Thursday raid, so we only have one on Tuesday, and it's nice. Like, but man, that Rastakhan fight is nasty. It's a nasty boy.
Ooh, I was dead when I forgot who, but we only had 2 people left, and like literally the entire room were death gates. I'm like, I don't know how you kids can do it. I trip over my feet when like a fifth of these things are out. I don't know how people were wheeling and dealing on them.
Well, when you went to bed before the last pull, you would have been so upset at what happened. Because...
Oh, give me the tea. Give me the dish.
Oh, so yeah, so this week in the Death Gates, so I guess if everyone who's outside dies and there are still some people alive inside, the people stay alive, like the fight just ends, and everyone who's in there is still alive. And then it glitched, and the Death Gates stayed visible to the people who were still who were in that realm, but no one else could see them. So the whole next pull we had to deal with like not knowing which Death Gates were real and which ones were fake.
Yeah, which
and
ones
we're
were
like, well, where do we
illusions?
place where do we place these death gates if we don't know which ones are real?
And then, because the ones who go inside are always going inside, when Lynn had his clear stacks, we kept going to the fake death gate, and the fake death gate doesn't clear your stacks because it's not a real death gate. So we're just like, where do I stand? It was ridiculous. I think like at one point, all 4 of us who had to clear stacks ran into just nothing, and we thought they cleared. And then Lynn was like, "Guys, what are you doing? Clear your stacks." And we were like, "We did." Oh shit, no, we didn't. We didn't. But honestly, inside group still did pretty good. Outside group problems, I don't know what's happening out there because we were all inside. So I think it was.
Let's go team inside.
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 I think it was probably like the fire stacking because I had a bad blink when I had a really bad blink with the fire. I thought that I had on my momentum glyph, or I can blink in the direction I'm facing, that I'm moving, which is funny because I turned that off like 3 months ago. So I don't know why I thought I had it on today or had it on Thursday. But so I used it and I blinked into group people and I caught literally everybody on fire. And somehow we didn't die. How many cooldowns did you guys have to use to keep us alive?
A few. I used one at least. I don't know about the other healers.
Because it was spreading quick.
I have to say, this is not Rastakhan based, but just thinking of other healers, I was butt cheek slap laughing at our mythic poll on the Champions of Light. There was a moment when the reinforcements came in. A dude just ran over and just stabbed Cynical. He fell over and then he ran away.
And then Cynical.
And we kept fighting, and I was just like, there was a drive-by shooting.
Hey, and then but Cynical, I love Cynical and his accent. He was like, "Well, I guess he's gonna hit me then, huh?" He was just
like,
it's so funny.
I don't know if he had blown a cooldown or whatever. Literally, he just ran up to him, stabbed him once, he fell over, and then he went away. He didn't even fight the other people that were next to him.
What happened is, I guess these ads spawn, right? And they spawn at a time when the whole raid is taking a lot of AoE damage, so all the healers are like doing big heals or popping cooldowns, which pulls a lot of aggro. And if the tanks don't immediately taunt these things as they spawn, they immediately target the healers because they have the most aggro. So
it was a very funny visual, and I was next to him. I felt like it was like a Romeo and Juliet, like Tybalt. Like I was just holding him, like help, man down.
I was muted that entire time, and that entire time I was laughing to myself because he just ran up and went, "Meh, I'm out of here." Oh, so I guess I'm gonna die then, huh? He's gonna hit me. So Cynical. God, he's so funny. On Tuesday, which was yesterday, we had a little bit of a shaky start. I guess I just completely forgot. Like, I completely erased in my mind all knowledge of how Mythic raiding works. I forgot that you need to have exactly 20 people. It was so weird when we had 21 people and Lynn had to ask who wants to step out. And I'm like, this is Phoenix Fusion. Nobody ever gets kicked
we've
from
never
raid
been.
because
Yeah, we've
this
never
never
been that
happens.
popular.
And then everyone was like, this feels weird. What's happening? But luckily somebody felt sick and he stepped out. But was he really feeling sick, or was he tired of waiting 30 minutes for someone to log on? We'll never know.
I think he actually did feel
Ooh, the
sick
shade.
because, yeah, earlier in the day I saw him in guild chat saying he wasn't feeling well. So
Oh, okay. That's good. Then I feel a whole lot better.
enough about this old raid. Let's talk about some new content. That 8.1.5 shit.
New content.
Show me the booty. Where is the booty?
So which one do you guys? Which one do you guys want to start with?
I actually want to start with talking about my fucking engineering item that I got, because I'm mad about it still.
Do tell me. I'm sure it's nice to have your item and not have to go and learn Philosopher's Stone.
You know, sometimes I think I'd rather maybe not have the item and have the like alluring idea that I'm gonna get an item soon and it's gonna be cool, because this item sucks. I had to run 3 dungeons, which I know, 3 dungeons, but I had to go back in Motherlode after I already farmed it for the parts to make the mount. I had to go back in there, but luckily I'm such scum, the first boss that you kill drops it. So I killed it, and then I was like, oh guys, I really have to go. I'm sorry, I gotta run. It was only like a heroic or something, so it was fine. I was like, oh, I gotta go. And then I left.
No,
and
I
got
did
it.
the exact same thing for getting my potions for alchemy. Like, as soon as I'd pick it up, I'd be like, deuces. And I would just fade into the... So I wouldn't say anything. I'd just be like, it's normal. You guys can do it without me.
There's definitely got to be an increase in people leaving dungeons for killing their required bosses earlier. But so I got that, and then I went to fucking Temple Sathralis. I got whatever the fuck I needed from the big elemental there. And then I had to go to a 3rd dungeon that I already forgot what it was to get another item. So I finally get all the pieces together. I create the Uber Spanner, and the Uber Spanner allows me to create 1 of 3 inventions every 15 minutes. And it's random. I can also craft pieces to make it not random, but that's, I don't know why I do that for, because they all fucking suck. I can get a little machine gun guard dog that you find in Tier Guard Sound with like all the broken cogs and stuff. You can get some like boom bots, and you can get a tanking dummy. These things fucking suck. I mean, I haven't seen the dummy yet. I keep getting the robot dog whenever I use it. This robot dog has 48,000 health. Like, he has nothing. A goblin hit him 2 times and he died. And I'm like, he didn't even do anything. Like, he just died immediately. Like, they need to give these things more health. So, they're supposed to be like little companions or like little like guardians or something. But that's all that this fucking thing does.
I don't know. Little guy was trying his best.
Justice for Machine Gun Dog.
No.
He's just out here trying, okay?
No, I'm gonna scrap his ass every time. I'm gonna loot his body for pieces. So wait, so your alchemy quest still makes me laugh. Whoa.
Well, the actual quest line was, it was like mage order hall levels of like, oh, okay. It was you talk to the alchemy guy, and he's like, oh, dude, I can make Silas's magic stone. I have all the components right here. So go and get them for me. And you go on like 4 quests where you get components. He's like, none of them are working. Oh, wait. My page was conveniently torn in half. My partner / maybe brother / has the other half, and he lives in a very inconvenient house in Drustvar. So you have to go and find him. Then he's like, I'll give you the other half if you help me with my ultimate ritual. So then you go and you get ghost farts for him. And he's like, meet me in a cave and I'm going to do the ritual. And he's like, this is going to give me the ability to transform. He just transforms into a faceless one and falls over. And then it's like, pick the sheet out of his butt crack. So you do. Also, you had to take his components were random potions that bosses had in dungeons, and sometimes the bosses who had them weren't who I thought they would be. Like Modunk Crankshaft, the guy from End of Motherlode, I'm like, okay, that's fair, he's in charge. A random NPC in Waycrest Manor. I'm like, not even the bosses,
Just a
one
random
of
guy hanging out in the manor.
yeah, just a random guy with no name. It's just like, oh, I'm the guy who had the potion. Jess Howlett apparently was a potions master in his free time before he went to prison,
That's not
because
a
he's the one
thing.
who's got that one. And then the gold lady from Ataldazar.
Oh, the one who like sucks up like
About
your gold dick.
yeah,
You get
I'm
all
like
your cummies.
I'm gonna drink your gold, and then you have to
Ew.
make sure she drinks her blood. She's like, also, I love blood, but I also love this blue potion.
Just cancel the cast, gold lady. I don't get why she keeps sucking after it's golden. What's she doing? Or after it's bloody. Sorry.
She's too prideful. But so yes, so all this together, you pick the sheet out of the faceless one's butthole, give it back to the guy, and he was like, okay, here, now you can make Silas's stone. Allegedly. I have yet to make it because of the Philosopher's Stone, but I'll get back to you next week when I do that and tell you what it does. Spoilers, it's not much.
I was looking up how to get this stone, and yeah, it's an old world recipe. So apparently somebody in Gadgets and sells the recipe to make Philosopher's Stone, is what I'm reading. So you have to just go pick it up and just make sure you know all the old world stuff. I mean, you didn't do anything profession-wise, right?
No, I'm not high enough enchanting level quite yet. I still have like 10 more levels to go. I just haven't bothered getting it yet. And I am high enough tailoring level, and I saw the NPC in the harbor. She was like trapped in this time bubble, and she's like glitching back and forth, and she's like, "Help me, Immunization, help me get out of this lost in time bubble." She's like, "You can't just leave me here." And I'm like, "Oh, bye."
She looked like she was in a horror movie. Like she was like glitching out. Like it means like she's supposed to be. It just looked spooky. And Immune in his little high heels just ran away, just left her there.
Click, 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 click.
But I did see your.
I can't be, or I don't know, I was trying to do like the Eastern European voice, but it just came out Jamaican, so I'm just going to stop while I'm behind.
Oh God. I did see what your enchanting stuff can kind of do in the wild. I was up by a turtle's quest and I saw a big one of those Tide Sage golem things just standing there, and I tried to talk to it and it said that I needed to have enchanting to interact with it. So I assume you just find them laying around and you just stick like a gem in them or something, or you stick like your dust in them or whatever and make them yours.
Sounds kinky.
Make me your slave, Daddy.
Another quest that I haven't started yet, but will soon, is the Feathers quest line, which I completely forgot about, even though we've talked about on this podcast. And
I did it.
oh, you did it.
I did do it.
So okay, like Slide and I just realized this yesterday when we saw that. Well, the reason I remembered it was a thing is because like on the map in Borealis, you get a little quest mark that Kelsey has a quest for you, and I was like, wait, where is Kelsey at? And I guess she was like on the ship in the harbor, like under the main deck, and that was my first time ever going under the deck. I didn't know it was a thing. I didn't know that all their followers hang out under there. I didn't know all this shit was in there. Like, what the hell? No one ever told us about this.
Yeah, it blew my fucking mind. Was that always there? Aaron, did you know about this?
It has always been there. There's non-quest essential NPCs. There's like wounded Kul'Tiran Marine.
Yeah, in
who's
the
like,
basement or in the
he talks to you about like the war and how spooky it is.
So
I'm just like, you're not a quest marker, so I don't care what you have to say.
You're telling me that Bran Bronzebeard has had a little Hey Arnold shrine of relics in that ship? He's literally just hanging out with like 19 stolen items he grabbed from ancient civilizations, and he's like, "Oh, I always bring me relics with me," and I'm like, "Why, Bran? No, put these away."
When will that football head love me? Okay, so as far as what actually happens in the Feathers quest, there's not really any pomp and circumstance that is outside of like what we discussed. So Kelsey's like, my friend Safarelda is lost. Go find her, please. So you go to Tenaris. They don't even give you like, I don't know. This sounds so privileged of me. Like, they don't even give you a convenient portal. Like you have to go to Silithus, and then you have to fly there.
They just want to make the world bigger, okay?
And then you find Feathers dead on the ground, and it's like venture company guys picked him clean. Go murder them for bolts. So you kill like 10 of them, and then you fix him. You fly around for a little bit. He takes you to Safi and Grizzak, and then they're like, "We're just tying up loose ends from the book. Please leave." And they leave. Like there's no quest. There's no like foreshadowing of like, here's what we're going to do. It's just like you meet with Safi. I assume you talk to Grizzak when you're the Horde, but you meet with Safi and she's just like, "We don't want to be bothered. Bye." And then they get in their hastily crafted mechanocycle. They ride like only like 10 feet out before they stop and fade out.
They just wait. So do they give you feathers, or do they leave feathers behind?
Yeah. Like Feathers is talking to her like, "It's so nice to see you," and she just like no sells him. She's just like, "If you keep quiet, you keep feathers. Okay, bye." And then they leave. And as much as like I personally fell in love with them through the book, I'm pretty sure it was just a Blizzard employee who was like, "Oh fuck, we wrote like a to be continued for them." It's like, I don't know, fucking just make them leave.
I don't know. They needed to introduce them because they're going to be the founders of our Tinker class, okay?
Yes.
It was also a very sobering moment because I saw what they looked like, and I was like, "Damn, Safi, you are just a generic gnome."
I guess I didn't think about that. I have my own like headcanon on what they look like. Shit, and that's gonna ruin it.
Like I thought she had more like engineering type stuff, and she had short hair. They never described it. Just in my head, she looked like that.
Yeah, you just.
But it's definitely just like Stormwind NPC, pink hair, pigtails. I'm like, that's you.
Fuck.
No, I refuse to believe this. I'm just gonna do the quest, run towards where I think they are, close my eyes, and hope for the best.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do, honestly.
Hey, open your eyes, please. I'd like to continue this quest.
Can you imagine if she said that?
You can't make me.
Come on, kid, open your eyes. No, please.
Open your eyes, look at me. Look right at me. I promise you won't melt or anything.
That reminds me that I know we recorded last episode about the portal stuff, but I think I've really turned around my opinion on the portal stuff. It's fucking fine. Like, I know I have mage privilege here, saying it as a mage, but it's fucking fine. Like, you can still get the Ironforge portal in Borealis. Take it in Borealis. And if you don't have Borealis, it's in the Storm Shield.
Not to mention, it's just really fucking cool. They made the Sanctum really cool and put a lot of details into it that like they didn't need to.
Oh my god, the like light rendering graphic with like and the fountain and like
there's like a garden that they have mages actively talking around. Like if you sit by them, they'll say stuff.
It's like a second mage order hall. It's fucking beautiful. But then it made me think, because then you run out of the portal and down the fucking dusty ass Stormwind stairs. You're like, this area is old. Like I want them to update. Can you imagine it? I mean, it's a lot of resources. But if they updated Stormwind to look like this mage tower area, fuck.
That's another interesting change. Not great looking Blasted Lands dwarf now unfortunately does not provide her Blasted Lands portal, but she has friends there, and I was running by her and I'm like, I'm glad that she has company now, because it always felt really weird that she was down there by herself.
Oh yeah, that poor gal was alone.
I don't know. I'm glad the portal's gone. There was like countless times that I accidentally clicked on it and ended up in the Blasted Lands when I was just trying to come back to Stormwind.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. The Caverns of Time portal is nice, but can you guys name how many times you've been in the Caverns of Time?
Other than the times we've run like that one dungeon to get the Bronze Drake, probably I can count it on like two hands.
Like twice a month? No, not even that. It's like less than twice a month.
If even, yeah.
Like people who are going there to farm mounts and stuff, they already have time. So like, what is adding a minute gonna do? Anyway, it just makes me mad how people are just picking apart everything because the portals. This game sucks. I'm unsubbing. It's like, what? Because of the portals? That most of them are still in the game? It's just stupid.
People will complain.
Don't I know it?
But another cool quest line that was introduced was a continuation of the war campaign quest line.
So I forgot. Does it just immediately start with Jaina saying that she's got to go meet with Big B?
That's pretty much the beginning. I was trying to remember it too during that, and because I ran so many quests that are kind of are blurring together now. But I think that is how it started. It starts like pretty immediately with that Jane Bane cinematic. So if you haven't seen it yet, what are you doing? You've had a lot of time to watch it.
But before we get into the cinematic, it was really cool seeing Valera.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
fucking
no,
Valyria
yeah, I
just popped
forgot
up.
about that.
It was like, what?
And it's wild because she has a very canonical look. So like when I ran up to her, I saw her Wrath era armor. I'm like, look, I can count the polygons on that thing. There's 4.
It also was cool that they acknowledged that Shaw and her had worked together in the Rogue Order Hall in Legion. Because Shaw was like, she's fine. I worked closely with her last expansion when her sub ran out. But she's re-subbed, so she's back in the game now. Yeah, that was cool. I'm glad that she's like Anduin's personal like Shaw, because I don't think Anduin can really trust Shaw that much.
You think he can trust Valera more?
Yeah, he can trust Valera. Valera was loyal to Varian, and so she loves the Rins.
I know I read that awful comic. The first half is fine, the Varian stuff. The second half, the Medan stuff, is awful. But in it, yeah, it's like every third time she shows up, she's like, I will literally die for Varian. Like, she is all in for the royal family now.
So that cinematic, though, that was pretty interesting. The handing over of Derek Proudmoore to the Alliance. So now there's just there's another undead boy running around the city of Borala. Actually, where are they? Where are they keeping Kalia and crew?
They aren't they in a pocket dimension? They're in the priest order hall. So immunization, where was that? Like in physical space?
I literally think it was in space.
Is the order hall for priests in space?
I'm pretty sure.
Because
it's just like a pocket dimension of light.
Well, you can only get there via a portal, I'm pretty sure, right?
Mm-hmm. And then there's a part where it's being invaded by the Legion, and they attack it via their like giant like spaceship things through the window.
Through the wall. Through the wall.
To the fell drips down my ball. My one, because I'm a weird fell creature.
But yeah, I think they basically said that Derek can't interact with the rest of the family, their family, or the Alliance, because people aren't ready to see that yet. So
she said he's not allowed to show up.
Yeah, and they did hint that he would be introduced to Kalia because she knows what to do with being like this. I assume that's who they were referring to.
What the fuck? The Priest Order Hall is located, it's hidden deep within the Twisting Nether. The Legion have been looking for it for ages, but I've never been able to find it until recently. It's in the... Who made the Order Hall?
Can we talk about the fact that the Priest Order Hall is a magic pocket dimension in the Twisting Nether, and the Mage Order Hall you can see if you can fly? I feel duped.
Yeah, it's very easily siegeable.
It's just a building.
So, does this mean that... I mean, it seems like they're definitely sowing the seeds for, like, an Alliance undead race? Question mark?
Maybe not playable, but at the very least there's going to be a sect of like people who don't want to follow Sylvanas that are undead and align with Kalia and Alonzis and now Derek.
I guess, but if you think of those people, half of them have, like, they're not regular undead. They have, like, fleshy...
I was just about to say, we're setting an unfortunate precedent that I assume Kalia is not, like, a female Forsaken. Alonzis is we've seen him in game. We know he's wasted away.
Mm-hmm.
But we set a precedent of the Alliance-friendly ones are the pretty ones. So I don't know if we're just going to be getting more pretty boys on board, or if I'm interested to see what happens. But yeah. It's definitely a different kind of Forsaken, a different kind of undead.
This is the second fleshy boy, or fleshy person, sorry. It seems like they're setting up something for something as bait for us to bite on. And I'm biting hard.
Speaking of bait to be bit onto, they kind of want people, or at least Jaina, to believe that Derek is a trap set by the Horde or something like that. But I don't really know if I believe that.
HCB has Heroes Callboard has a running theory. We're thinking that all of this was a Sylvanas plan, and she still has some sort of keys to his mind. I think Derek is going to take out Catherine.
I thought that until I watched the cinematic today, where Jaina literally listed all those theories, and I was like, if they'd say it, I don't think they would do it.
Yeah, with my favorite moment of 8.1.5 so far. Is he the bomb this time?
Oh,
I was like,
man.
ooh, baby.
Oh, that was nuts.
She was spooky.
Yeah, I really like this Jaina that has a little bit of an edge and is, not afraid to be aggressive towards the Horde that have, messed up her entire life.
Yeah, seriously though, like, people are like, oh, why is Jaina always so bad? Why is Jaina such a bitch? Because she's had everything ever taken from her by the Horde, despite her trying to make peace with them for forever. She was the one who was mediating, like, no, let's do this, let's try this, let's do this, we can be at peace. And they fucking killed everybody. I mean, I guess she killed her dad, technically, but it's like, still, like, they've taken a lot from her.
The only thing I can speak to as far as her bitchiness comes nothing from the story. It's just that I clicked on her to advance dialogue, and she went, "What would you ask of the daughter of the sea?" I'm like, Jaina, slow your fucking roll. We've known each other for like 10 years now.
We studied together.
Babe, it's me. It's Growlina. You know me better than this. Don't give me that cold shoulder.
Jaina, we were in freshman year writing class together. Don't you remember?
We learned how to blink at the same time. I taught you how to shimmer. Come on.
But speaking of famous Kul'Tirans, we can talk about the next 3 famous Kul'Tirans to come on the scene, which is the ones that we made. It's our Kul'Tirans.
It's our Kul'Tirans. So, I've sort of made it prevalent who and what I picked. Which Kul'Tirans are you boys bringing to the table?
I will be making a druid named Garage, as I said last episode. I haven't started leveling him yet or anything because I have had a lot of other things to do so far. But that is what I plan to do as soon as this podcast is over.
Those druid forms are fucking sick. Someone in Raid was like, the druid boomkin form looks like a chicken with a hood. And I almost swerved around and snatched up his weave right there. Like, you take that back. They look cool.
Shit, was that me that said that? Because it might have been me that said that.
No, it wasn't you. It was like Gliggums.
I was thinking it. I made a Kul'Tiran druid with the name Big Hams, chosen by somebody voted in that Twitter poll. I don't know who did, but some people did. Big Ham was the name chosen. And then I realized, how could I play a big beefy boy and hide his beautiful girth behind a bone cat? So I kicked the druid out of the guild. He's on the wayside now, and I made a new Kul'Tiran who's now a rogue, an outlaw rogue. He's going to be giving me that pirate fantasy, baby. His name's Frigate, and he's beautiful. I also got a bunch of other ship-related names, so if you want the name Sail, or Bilge Rat, or
Lifeboat?
Just Life, it's actually Life Raft, which isn't as cool as Lifeboat.
So Lifeboat is still available, maybe.
No, so I think I also sent the name Justin Bieber. Nobody had that name, surprisingly, which I thought was like, oh, well, why would anybody want a celebrity's name? And then I opened up a list of like 100 celebrities, and I typed them all in, and they were all taken. So nobody wanted it. So it's mine now. now I own it. But yeah, Outlaw Rogue Frigate.
And now you're not in danger of losing your award because you literally cannot take away your Chubster form.
Yes, unlike you.
If I, for even a moment, see a bone cat when you're just talking to someone in Borales, I'm ripping it out. I know where you live, Immunziation. I'm taking that award back from you.
Hand over the reward. But that questline was fucking goofy. That was a goofy-ass questline to get your Kul'Tirans unlocked, which I know we talked about before, but experiencing it was a whole nother beast.
So I thought it was interesting that they went the route of like not telling you Dorian's gender at first. They made sure to, refer to her in like gender neutral pronouns so that you would think it was a guy maybe because the name Dorian is like a guy's name, right?
Mm.
Usually, yeah. But so yeah, it just I like that they actually made her shamanism less enslavement than it was previously advertised as.
That was one of my favorite parts. Is you ask her, you're like, I see you can use elementals. She's like, I don't know. I asked them and they showed up, and it's like that means you're a shaman. And she goes, what? And that's the end of the conversation. It's just like, okay.
Like, yeah, like, she's like, what the fuck's a shaman, idiot? Like, I'm just some old lady who loves hanging out with fire elementals.
My favorite is when you're hauling the wood. When you get too tired and like you have to ask her to do it. One of her prompts is just like, you tend to the wood. And I was like, I wanted to sit there and just keep fighting people. I was like, keep saying it, Dorian, please. You tend to the wood.
So if you think you had a hard time hauling the fucking wood, I want you to ask Immune how his wood hauling went, because his bugged out.
So yeah, as Slide said, mine bugged out. And after you collect all the wood, you have to like go through the forest, follow Dorian down a path to meet up with her husband, and you follow her and things attack you along the way. But about halfway through, it glitched out and she started running back the other way, like back to where you originally came from. And I kept going towards where I was supposed to go, and I got there, and then she never came. So I went back, and she was standing exactly where I left her, but facing in the wrong direction. So I, tried relogging the game. I logged out, reloaded, did everything, closed BNet altogether, came back in. Nope, she's still in the same position. So I had to follow her down the hill back to where we first started, and then she decided to phase out, come back, and then we walked back up the hill the rest of the way. So I literally had to do it like almost 2 full times. And then at the end, she has the audacity to ask me why I'm all sweaty.
He was getting so pissed. He was like, what do I have to do for this quest? I walked the way up here. And I'm like, walk to the fucking wagon. Turn in the wood. And it's like, look, I can't. As Dorian's walking down the hill away from the wagon. Like, fucking Dorian.
But, yeah.
I have to ask, at the end, you get the choice that we sort of pondered on the other day, or in an earlier episode. What did you guys name your gift ship?
I named mine the lion one. Was it Lionheart? Lionheart.
Yeah, Lionheart. I like literally Tangent's just like, the Alliance likes lions, right? Fucking that one.
But, like, I agreed. I also chose Lionheart.
What did you pick?
I went with my main girl, Tiffin's Melody. Because I always find the image of Tiffin getting brained by a rock by a random cut purse funny. Varys like, I'm the warrior king. I will protect you. And a level 3 cut purse is like, distance attack. Oh no! His crit chance was too good. He brained my wife.
Oh, R.I.P.
And everyone's response when you mention Tiffin's Melody or whatever is just go, oh, person talking. Like Jaina's like, oh, mother. And then when you give it to Anduin, he's like, oh, Jaina. Like, no one knows why they named it Tiffin's Melody other than a random wolf woman in a tattered dress and a bowler hat was like, name it that. That's the one.
That is an odd. Yeah, like you were the one to present the name. It's like, here it is. Yeah, I mean, I would say it wasn't that hard. It didn't take that long. It was a standard allied race unlock. It was longer than the Lightforged, but
yeah,
Lightforged was short, wasn't it?
Lightforged was incredibly short. It was a single room. You just went into the dream with your boy. I forgot his name, but damn if that's not a sexiest NPC of the week material right there.
What is his name?
I gotta go back and talk to him again.
Yeah, he was cool. He was sick.
But we cannot end this little discussion about Kul'Tirans without talking about that really fucked up quest where you have to get the coal.
Wait, which part was it?
So when you have to meet up with that one lady who's going to supply the coal or whatever that was needed for the making the ship, and you approach her and she's being attacked like or cornered by this wolf thing, and then the wolf runs away with the keys and you have to chase after the wolf, and then you quest with this wolf for a little bit, and then the wolf takes you up to this cave, and in the cave is a dead dog that's in like a satanic ritual ring that is like ripped to shreds and sacrificed, and then the dog's like drops the keys on it and like, yeah, the dog's like, this is me. And the dog was named Princess. And then you have to collect all Princess's old things like a collar and a few other things and then present them to the woman who had the coal. And then the wolf follows you, and then you realize that this wolf was Princess, who, that bitch, what was her name? That little creepy girl.
Abby. Little Abby.
Yeah, so I think they were insinuating that little Abby sacrificed Princess up in this cave, and then Princess became one of these Drusk creatures.
Yeah, you kept calling it a wolf. It's like the Drusk dog creature. The scary, like, monster that was running around. That was...
I swear to you, I read the quest, got exactly none of that.
What do you mean? It's laid out right in for you. The lady literally says, Princess, it really is you, isn't it? And then the little Drusk bone dog barks. And
I swear,
she's petting it.
I was
still.
like,
you can go see her petting it.
It was like go get the keys, and then I go get the keys, and then like a bone dog came up. I was like, okay.
Wait, did you not look at the ground and see the satanic symbol with the dead corgi pup laying there with blood?
Nope, I saw the keys and I picked them up, and then it was like it looks at you expectantly, and I was like, okay, I guess we gotta go get some dog stuff now. It's a dog quest.
Oh no!
So I missed all the subtext. So when she was like, "It's you," I was like, "Yeah, I'm here to get the coal."
You're like, I'm a worgen, not a dog.
Where's my fat boy?
Excuse me, that's really rude. Send me on my way, please. I'd like to get my fat boy.
Do I have Thickman yet?
So I definitely missed all of that part of the storyline.
Well, it was fucked up. It was just kind of like sad.
Mm-hmm.
R.I.P. Princess. Pour one out for the princess.
It's the second dog, named dog we've failed to rescue. Although the one in Legion you could rescue, just no one did. Because everyone forgot he was there.
Which dog?
Exactly. In that Gilnean community, you know how it's like, we have to go check on my house. Oh no, it's burning. There's a pug upstairs that's an unmarked quest that you have to escort out. And I read some statistic where like 75% of players don't do it.
Oh no, poor Doge.
His name is like Grumpy or something. And you get him as a little summon if you do it. But I only caught him on like my 8th character going through there. I'm like, yeah, this dog definitely died every other time.
But another quest line that we were given in 8.1.5 is a Magni quest line to get 10 sweet more levels on our neck.
And that's pretty much all it did.
Yeah.
Everyone was like, you gotta do the Magni quest line. And then I like sneezed, and when I lifted my head up, it was like, that's it, champion, we've done it. And I'm like, oh, okay.
It was short. It was a short one. I mean,
Yeah.
I'll take 10 eye levels on my neck.
Yeah.
Yeah, you basically just go to Nazmir, go into Uldir, and pick up Mother and take her to the Heart of Azeroth chamber.
And that's but you forgot the most important part, where Braun takes you on his airplane. I was like, Braun, my boy, you didn't want to bring your airplane into Uldir the first time?
I mean,
I feel like that firepower could have helped us.
That airplane was so fucking jank.
It was so unsafe. I turned to slide during it. I'm like, look at this shit. I'm going to fall off. I'm like surfing on this plane.
There's not even any seats on it.
My little Draenei high heels, they don't give me a lot of grip. Luckily, I could get my big furry toes into the canvas of the wing.
Ooh. Was Bran even sitting in it, or were we both on either side of the wings?
I think he was sitting in the middle.
Yeah, he was in it, I think.
Ugh.
We were on like the upper right wing of the biplane.
I'm interested to see where they go with this. I don't really know why Mother is now there or what role she's going to play.
Also, was the maiden always there? Because she definitely brought a friend when she moved in.
No, she was always there. You could talk to her, and then she's the one who would tell you like about the other facilities. She'd be like, "There's Uldir and Ulduar and Old Doris and Ordinka." And you're like, "What the fuck are those?"
It's me, Old Doris. Hello.
And she's like, what?
You would think by the name Doris I'd be old anyways, but I'm the oldest one.
Classic Old Doris.
I'm picturing like Golden Girls, but it's like all Titans.
You are a friend and a confidant. And if you needed a mother... I don't know, the rest of the Golden Girls theme.
That was good enough. That's pretty damn good.
You.
Thank you for being a friend. Yeah, then they capped it off by making a joke about how it's 77 days between each patch or whatever.
Yeah, because in Legion it was 77 days for all the patches. That does not hold true anymore, though. That they've broken that, because it's pretty fucking hard to manage that, I imagine.
Yeah.
But go out there and get your 10 eye levels, or your 10 levels on your neck, because it's really easy.
You can literally do it in between the time it took Slide to say his thing and the time of me ending this sentence.
And you got it.
Free eye levels. Yep, you got it. Congratulations. Mother's in the big sandy place now.
But speaking of big sandy places, time warp.
Big sandy places? What does that mean?
So, as you listeners know, I just snatched this time warp. It's not my week, but it is now, boys.
Oh, shoot!
And I also lied. It's not about big sandy places.
What?
Oh,
Wait, what do you mean?
I was running through like every desert zone. I was like,
Shit, is this the first fake out that we fucking gotten? That way we can't pre-think of the fucking answers? So I was like, Oldham? Okay, Oldham Sandy.
Daenerys
Sandy.
I'm tired of being bad at these time warps. I'm not giving you boys any advantages. But
Oh, shit. Alright, fine, bitch.
okay, so this week's category is name as many previous faction leaders that are no longer leaders, whether they died, stepped down, or anything in between. So, on my mark, you have 40 seconds to name as many as you can. Horde or Alliance, whatever you want. Ready, set, go.
Vol'jin,
Thrall,
Varian.
Garrosh, Hellscream, Crom, Hellscream, Gul'dan, and fucking
Karn,
Varian, Rin,
Karen Bloodhoof.
Eliza something. Shit. The leader of the Deathless Council. Antonidas. Fucking. Sargeras.
Is this faction leaders? This is faction leaders, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I just trying to think of leaders.
Time.
I think we got them all, right? We didn't miss anyone,
You
did
did
we?
not. So I heard 5 names mentioned. I may have missed one. I got
Slide.
with 3, getting Cairn, Vol'jin, and Varian, and Aaron with 2, getting Garrosh and Thrall first. Did you guys name anything else?
Okay, so by faction leaders, you mean like the leaders of the races?
Yeah, the leaders of the races within the Horde and the Alliance.
Okay, yeah, because I just started naming like leaders of groups.
Yeah, so it didn't necessarily have to be like the king of the Alliance or the war chief.
Mm-hmm.
So I
did he get Varian before me?
Yes, I said it right after Vol'jin.
yeah, it was like the second thing he said, like right off the bat. So I guess Slide wins this one 3-2, and let me just read through all the ones that I have here. I would have taken Kael'thas, even though like I don't really know if he counts, but I also would have taken Magni because he's no longer on the throne.
He's no longer king. Yeah, he's no longer king of the dwarves.
I would have taken Bolvar because he was technically sitting in as the leader of Stormwind when Anduin wasn't old enough.
Okay.
I also would have taken Onyxia because she was ruling Stormwind.
God damn it. Okay.
Shut the fuck up. That's hilarious. That's true.
That's true.
And my little Draenei heart would have taken AU Velen.
Technically.
Also, in my brief research, apparently Staghelm would have counted as well because he was technically a leader of the Night Elves.
He was the leader of the Night Elves while Malfurion was taking his big
little
sleep.
nippy naps. Toronto.
Okay, I'm taking my shot. I'm gonna try and make it audible.
I love their books.
Did you have more of the sacred juice?
Oh, we're running out of the Frankenstein
Thank
juice.
God.
It'll probably still be here for a while longer, though. I only ever break it out during recording nights.
So yeah, I guess unless somebody steals it again next week, Slide is in charge of Time Warp in the next pod.
Since we're getting fucking tricksy, I'm ready to pull out the tricks again. I pull out that double time warp. Who knows what'll happen next week?
Just call me Otrixia, because you're gonna need more dots to defeat me. Reference.
Oh, honey.
Speaking of honey, our on-the-scene reporter, Growlina, met up with some folks at the Mill Hall Meadery to ask about the newest addition to the Alliance. Here is Growl on the Prowl.
Thank you for that spirited introduction, Aaron. I'm here in Stormwind's Mage District as it appears they're putting the finishing touches on the teleportation nexus reconstruction. Waiting with me is Pontian.
What's up?
Pond, it's a time of great change here in the Alliance. What would you say is the biggest change?
I guess the new big guys.
Ah, yes, the Kul'Tirans, our new allies. Have you met any yet?
My friend changed into one, saying he wanted to be a druid without being a gross worgen.
Pond, that's incredibly hurtful, and I feel like crying in my trailer. But all soldier on, for journalism. So will you be making a Kul'Tiran yourself?
No, I don't really like being fat. It just feels gross.
Ah, so you'd prefer to be one of the skinny Kul'Tirans? One of the sickly ones?
I guess I...
It appears Pond has just entered a duel. Maybe he'll have time to answer my questions while he's fighting. Pond, why don't you like fat people? Pond, have you seen them dance? Is there truly anything that tastes as good as thin feels? Well, it appears that Pond lost the duel and has gone invisible, so he's pretty much dead to me and this segment. This has been Growlina on the Prowlina, and I'm throwing it back to you boys in the studio.
Well, it's always nice to hear from the people, even if they end up like that.
Well, hey, it happens to all of us in our Growl on the Prowl segment. It's called Growl on the Prowl. Everybody.
We realize that we've branded it as this, but have never said it on air. Maybe only once. But yes, guys, it's called Growl on the Prowl. We had a punny name for it, and we've known it this whole time. It's not a new thing, okay?
Carlita's been sitting on the t-shirts for 4 months.
Why have we never introduced it? As Growl on the Prowl, we just send it to Growlina without saying the words Growl on the Prowl. Everybody, it's called Growl on the Prowl. Trademark TM. All right. Well, I think it's only fair that the previous winners of the Sexiest NPC of the Week award get to announce this week's Sexiest NPC of the Week award. So, now presenting me.
And me!
And me, Randleman. Aaron stepped out for the moment, so Randleman stepped in.
Oh, no.
Hey, everyone.
Randleman, can you introduce our Sexiest NPC of the Week, please? Since you're our guest
of honor,
apparently.
This week's Sexiest NPC of the Week is the one, the only, forgotten son of the Proudmore clan, Derek Proudmore.
Ooh. Oh.
Ooh.
Yes.
That's
I
smell.
like it.
Ooh,
rotten
seaweed.
Decaying flesh, I think.
Huh?
This aromatic aristocrat captured my attention the moment I saw him on deck. and I knew I needed him on deck.
Well, I already swabbed his deck by the time you got to him. Let me tell you, nothing like a fleshy zombie boy to get me going.
Sucking dick.
Can we discuss this man's dirty ass mustache though? Like that thing needs to go. His body is like just green flesh, and then he has this like blonde stash just poking out of his lips. Like what's going on, man? You gotta get rid of that immediately.
His hair is kind of nice though.
Of all the Forsaken I've seen, they usually lose a lot of their facial hair and stuff. I don't know how Derek managed to keep a perfect coiffed mane and mustache, especially. Randleman, thanks. It was nice of you to take my place for a moment. I'm going to talk about some information you wouldn't have known. Okay. Thanks for having me on.
Oh, bye, Randleman.
Ooh, one sexy man leaves, and another one is under discussion.
Thanks, Immune. I wondered where that was going to go. But, yeah, especially because in the OG Derek Proudmoore scenes from the Horde, he's a Forsaken and he has nothing. So did they, like, glue some blonde hair back onto him? As well as some meat?
Okay, like, this man was, like, not only, like, dead, but he was dead in the ocean. Like, he should be broken down, like, 80 times over by now. Like, how the hell is he still so perfectly intact?
Okay, you guys want to know the real secret here? The real tea?
Pour that tea.
Okay, so Bane, from his old drag queen days, decided to hand down one of, some of his, like, older, like, cheaper bus driver wigs that he used to wear on his, like, early drag days. He had the long blonde one that, it looks like it just came out of the bag, so he handed it over to Derek, and then just, like, they found some seaweed on the beach and slapped it on his face, and, category is fishy realness.
Category
now,
is...
Immune, you've revealed something. What was Bane Bloodhoof's drag character's name from back in his heydays?
What was Bane Bloodhoof's drag name? I need to know this immediately. I said immediately.
I haven't, ventured to the Thunder Totem drag scene all that often, but I would say he probably went by something like...
Nice vamping.
I'm drawing a blank, guy.
Silky Nutmeg Thunder Thighs.
Get on my back, Varian!
I'm coming through like a wrecking ball.
I'm coming through like the bomb.
No.
Is he the bomb this time? No, I haven't been the bomb since 82. You know that.
But his hat's pretty sexy, isn't it?
It's a good hat. As an owner of a Tricorn hat myself, or Crowley knows, Aaron the human doesn't. That'd be very sad. But
please tell me you own a Tricorn hat somewhere in that room. Put it on and take a picture for the gram. Come on.
You can't know. As I push all my Tricorn hats back into my closet of Tricorn hats.
You have a shrine in your closet like Bran has under deck, just all of your pirate hats.
God, it's Shrineception now. Show me your Tricorn.
Hashtag show me your Tricorn. But we've gotten too silly. We need to talk about my boy Derek some more.
His arms are probably not that strong because he's been under the sea and wet and dead for a long time. I feel like whenever this happens, I just end up blasting them instead of praising their sexiness. Should we change the name of this segment?
He has to be a grade A snuggler because that boy is nothing but spongy flesh that they tied together with twine. You know he's squishy and down to hug.
Oh, you know he's real squishy, baby.
Oh.
This sailor's getting me at half-mast.
Like
baby.
Starbert. That was that was my ship joke. Just saying Starboard.
Girl, you know I'm all about his poop deck.
Oh. I'd help him polish his cannon.
I want to be his first mate.
I'll get his ship right.
I'll be his second mate. Because Alex Immune's the first mate.
I'll wait for fourth seas. Someone can hop in for thirds. Okay, and that's our sexiest NPC of the week, baby.
Ooh.
Your awards in the mail, Derek Proudmore. You have received sexiest NPC of the week. We are relinquishing our titles to you. Enjoy.
Wait, we're no longer award winning? I thought we got to keep these.
I mean, I guess we didn't really establish how the awards work. Do you keep it? I guess we're the sexiest NPC of last week. Is that as fun to say?
Of
We're
a
the
week.
sexiest NPC of a week. Yeah. There's less fanfare
Alright.
on that one.
Wait.
There's no theme. There's just like your dad's friend Dylan in the background, like, oh, I knew you could do it, bud.
Our listeners do know that this segment is called Sexiest NPC of the Week, right?
Yes, we usually we definitely say it every time.
Just making sure.
All right. Well, this is a longer episode, but I mean that's fine. We had a lot of content to talk about, so I guess we can move into our top toots of the week.
Toot toot.
Toot toot. Ooga. All right, Aaron. What's your top toot of the week?
My top two of the week is finding my big brown boy, Randleman. Not only is he the saving grace that may make me enjoy human-based races, but he's also out there trying to get me to like shamans. One of two classes I had never given a chance before. And
Hell yeah.
from the little bit that I played with him, he looks really fun. His animations are really cool. He just has a really cool presence, like as he walks around. So I'm excited to play on my boy Randleman, get him to level 80 something, and then just give up. Like I do
come on.
every single one of my
No,
characters.
this one's gonna be different. Come on, say it. Say it out loud. Say this one's gonna be different.
This one's gonna be different.
Why'd you say
Fast
it? Like
forward to two months from now, where he's sitting in Podon Village. I'm like, maybe I'll make a Death Knight.
Why'd you say it like you're in Fame, the movie, which I now know the reference to?
I want to be famous.
Oh, many Santos, how you've grown.
No, don't do it again. I mean, what's your top two of the week?
Well, my top toot of the week is a little bit of a cop-out, but I'm just going to say overall 8.1.5. And whenever there's a new patch, it's like Christmas Day. You wake up to a bunch of new gifts under the tree. There's so many quests that I have to do, so much new content, so many things I want to do. It's like a whole new game all over again. I'm so excited to do all of it. And I still have so many things I need to do right after this podcast.
And like Christmas, they give you the gifts, and then they say you have to wait 7 hours while we make sure that they're there. And then when you open the gift, you're like, Dad, it's just a black screen. It's like, we're fixing the gifts, Jim.
Poor Aaron.
Try back tomorrow, and then maybe you'll get to play. Oh, gosh, golly.
Aaron's been having a lot of graphical issues with he's having a lot of bugs and won't let him in. Meanwhile, I'm just like hot 24/7 gaming over here.
Gaming!
Gaming!
Slide, what's your top toot of the week?
This top toot is multifaceted. It's a top toot because I love it, and B, it's a top toot because Immune didn't mention this at all the entire podcast, and I think he forgot until I remind him now. The ghost moose can fly. I repeat, the
That's
ghost
new.
moose
They added that
can now
literally
fly.
since last week.
Let me just say that as soon as I got the ghost moose and found out it didn't fly, I turned to Slide and I was like, I could have sworn that I read somewhere that they are going to make this moose fly in 8.1.5. And then Slide is like, That's bullshit. Like, where do you read this shit? And I couldn't find it. It was like a post on Reddit or a comment somewhere. And he's like, no, I think you just had a fever dream about this shit. And then, lo and behold, here we are. My ghost moose can fly.
It's insane. He put it in words best. It's a ghost moose. Why couldn't it fly before? It's a ghost. Ghost confirmed can fly. As we all know from ghost history class, they can fly.
You saw Casper. That bitch flew.
Yeah, and you guys saw Mooseper, the moose spinoff of Casper, and that he flew. Remember that?
What do you think the three evil uncles' names were in Moosper?
What do you mean?
It's
What do I
me.
think? We
Trot.
know their names.
Get it? Instead of snot, it's Trot.
Yeah, it was Trot, Hooves, and Horns. That was the three uncles' names.
Yeah, it's me, Hooves. Get out of here, Mooseber. You're not willing to eat the leaves like we are, see?
And they all eat him and they all fart in the fucking kitchen table. That scene's disgusting. What the fuck's wrong with you, Casper? It's bullshit. But most importantly, can I keep you? What the fuck, Casper? Why did he ask her that? Why did he ask her like that as if like he was going to enslave her?
I don't
He's
know.
about to murder her right there.
Maybe you guys saw a different movie.
If you die in this house, you stay in this house.
God.
Well, we are now a Casper podcast.
How am I going to edit any of this podcast?
Join us next week as we discuss Casper and Wendy the Witch, Hilary Duff's first acting role.
She was Wendy the Witch, wasn't she? I didn't know that until just now.
And then she was later in a remake of Fame.
Okay. Why did I've never seen this movie before. We can't keep talking about Fame.
We're gonna make it.
Alright, let's watch it while we level our Kul'Tirans or something, I guess. What the fuck? I guess I gotta watch fucking Fame now. This is twice in a week we talked about it. But yeah, that's it for us. If you guys have any questions, complaints, anything to add, if you want to tell Aaron where to get his philosopher's stone for alchemy, you can email us at donotroulettepod@gmail.com, and you can tweet at us at donotroulettepod. What about you guys? Where can I find you in the internet?
You can find me, Alex, or Immunziation, on Twitter at NewEraAlex.
You can find me, Aaron the Human, at TheBigAcheesy on Twitter, and you can listen to my other World of Warcraft-based podcast, Heroes Callboard, on Twitter and iTunes. We're Heroes Callboard or Heroes Callboard Pod. We take a look into the message boards of World of Warcraft and generally goof on the people who get real upset on them.
That's it for us. With that, we'll catch you guys next week. This is Rookie Gang. We're out of here. And remember...
No!
Another down! Do not relent!
Do Not Relent is a podcast within the 3HNC network, representing U.S. Proudmoore's premier podcasts.
That was a very good wish.
The song Big and Chunky by Moto Moto, who is actually Will.i.am from Black Eyed Peas, would you believe? From the movie Madagascar 2. Also, don't forget to comment, rate, and subscribe. If you want me to put up lyrics, contact me via my channel, XXX.
Well, did you subscribe?
I did. To X, the video girl X, who has 3,100 subscribers.
Everyone go subscribe. That's going to be the cold open.